what is this, Thursday. Just a quick reminder that you set the standard. You set the standard in terms of how people treat you. You set the standards in terms of how people expect for you to show up for them. You set the standard. Like, you create your own reality. And one of the things that I really stand by is I'm big on teaching people how to treat me. That's something that my grandpa said years and years ago. And while I didn't understand it in that moment, I was probably in my early 20s, mid to early 20s. While I didn't really understand the importance and the substance behind that, at that time, it's something that in my 30s I live by. And I think it's important to have that understanding and to execute that in an intentional way in both your professional and your personal life. And one of the things I always say is that as a leader, I feel as though my job is to create more leaders. I'm not big on titles in the sense of it making me it giving me the ability to be a dictator and to just have this power over people. I really like to use my positions in life as an opportunity just to reach people in a different way. And so, like I said, one of the things that I've always preached to my staff, you can pull any of my staff members and ask them and they'll tell you, I always say life comes first. A lot of people say work-life balance. I said life-work balance. Life always comes first. And I need y'all to know that, because that's how I'm going to move. If there's a day that I need to take a mental health day, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to feel, oh my God, well, I have staff and I have... Look, that's the importance of having different things in place within an organization. So if Chantrice needs to be out, Chantrice is out, and y'all got it from here. Secondly, I teach them, one, don't contact me after hours if it's something that could wait until the next day. And two, I'm not going to contact you after hours if it's something that could wait until the next day. And that goes for weekends too. So I tell them, if I just so happen to send a email out after 5 on a Friday, don't respond to me until Monday. It's okay, because I'm not going to be sitting there waiting for your response. Now, there are certain things in my position that require my time on the weekends. Sometimes, like if we have a client that comes into service on a Friday, then I have to kind of oversee certain functions over the weekend as it pertains to that client. But I'm not going to be, up at 9 o'clock at night doing work as it relates to that position. And I don't expect that from them. Now, if they so choose to do some of their work at 9 o'clock at night because that's when they have time to do it, cool. But I came in the door setting those standards. And I think sometimes where we mess up is we shy away from our non-negotiables to appear to be in a more favorable way as it pertains to looking as though we are willing to go the extra mile. We are willing to be Johnny on the spot. If you need me, call me. Like, I'm always going to be all about work. I ain't your girl. And what I've learned is be bold about your non-negotiables up front, because then it helps to determine if, one, I'm a good fit for your company, and two, if you're a good fit for me. Because the professional relationship is a two-way street. A lot of times we want to appear to be, like I said, the ideal person for the position, but we also have to be self-aware enough to know if I'm in a position where I am required to be, now not for nothing, let's be clear, I am on call 24/7. I have 2 phones that I have with me at all times. I don't care if I'm at the gym, if I'm at church, if I'm at a doctor's appointment. Like, I have 2 phones with me at all times because I'm the director, I'm the go-to person. However, you train people, you train your staff, you educate your staff rather. There we go. And it's 8:20. I'm not at work yet. It's not 9 o'clock yet. So that's something that I might check after I finish this video, but it's not something that I know requires my attention right now. So I don't feel the need to hurry up and answer it. What was I saying? Yes, like, I know for me, because I know who I am outside of any job title, I don't feel the need, I don't have the need to be needed at all times. I'm cool on that. Like, I don't need to feel like if something happens, like, hey guys, like, I can't explain, like, I don't have that need. I'm very confident in who I am. I'm very confident in the fact that like, I am a I am a compilation of a lot of things, not just one thing. There are a lot of things that make me me, and my work is something that I do during the day, and I like it, I enjoy it, but it's not my life. It's not my life. And so again, I'm very bold about that. I tell the owner that, like, I tell him sometimes, look, I'll get back to you in the morning. And he knows to expect that from me now. So it's never a situation where I say that and it's like, well, you know, when you first came on board, nah, dog, that's how I've been from day one. And so again, we teach people how to treat us. And even in professional, like entrepreneurial, my entrepreneurial hat, that's another thing. I am not creating brands around what I think people want. I'm creating brands around what feels good to me, what's a reflection of my personality and what works for me, and then I will attract those people that will respect that, instead of trying to create a brand that, okay, I think, let me do this, let me have, you know, this because I feel like it'll attract this market, and I know this set of people don't really care for that, so let me not do that because I'm gonna create what feels good. And those that rock with it. Those that don't, I appreciate you for staying over there, because I don't want no problems. I do not want to create anything that is going to cause me a headache, in the sense of trying to appease people that are never meant, that I was never meant to attract in the first place. And I'm very big on that. I'm very big on maintaining my peace. Back to setting your non-negotiables up front, I talked about that in my interview. I told them I do not stay places where my peace becomes like where we playing with my peace. That is something that I am bold about, because I'm never gonna be the person that catches you off guard when I stop effing with you, because you already knew that when it came to my peace, I was willing to walk, whether it be a job, relationship, family members know that about me. And so get bold about setting your standards. So many people are miserable because, oh, well, you know, that's mom, I can't really say that. My mama know. Like, we will have very uncomfortable conversations, because I need you to understand, like, in order for our relationship to continue to be what it is, I ain't like that. That won't cool with me. And my mom has gotten to a place where she's super receptive of those conversations, because she also has seen how with certain family members, all right, I gave you a warning shot, you violated the second time, so we good, we done. Like, you don't have a place, you don't have that access to me anymore. And that's something over the last couple of years I have been very, very, very mindful about, is managing who has direct access to me. And my family knows, if somebody asks for my phone number, that's a conversation that you and I need to have before you just go ahead and give somebody my number. I don't like a lot of people having access to me, because I know my capacity. I know that I cannot be Johnny on the spot for a million people. I really take my friendships and relationships seriously, and so I know, like, I don't have the capacity to pour into a lot of people at once. I just don't. And it's not something that I think will ever change, because I am also somebody that knows I need my space in order to refill my cup. And that's one of my non-negotiables. Like, I'm not going to be at every event. I'm not going to, I'm just not going to be at every event. That just doesn't work for me. I like the idea of doing what feels good to me. I like the idea of really connecting with people that I naturally and organically connect with. Like, I don't believe I have to be present and at the forefront of everything, for people to know who I am. I've been told, like, my presence alone demands attention, and that's not even on no cocky stuff, because I don't like being the center of attention. Not for nothing, I don't like being the center of attention, but I do think highly of myself enough that when I go places, like, people know I'm there. It's cool, people know I'm there. And with that, I don't feel like I have to be everywhere just to remind people that I exist. When I'm not at places, people ask where I'm at. I like that. I like to maintain, that certain sense of being unreachable. That gives me peace. Not being reachable at all times gives me peace. At a certain time, I'm not gonna answer the phone. When I get off of work, I'm not gonna answer the phone. Now, if I have a day where, you know, maybe I don't feel the need to decompress as much, and somebody call or somebody want to chat with me after work, I might consider it. But again, I have gotten to a point where I'm 100% responsible for me, and so I have to maintain my own boundaries. That's not to be rude, that's not to, you know, be whatever it may appear to be, but I also excuse me, I also respect the boundaries that other people put in place. Like, men know, guys that I've dealt with in the past, they know when you in the gym, that's your time. Like, don't text me, you know, don't feel like that's your time. Holler at me later. And I don't care if we in the middle of a conversation, like texting, and you go to you say, all right, I just got to the gym, conversation over, holler at me when you get done. Because I'm going to respect your gym time, because I would expect you to do the same for me. And because I don't believe in situations where we have to be in communication all day to maintain that, like to maintain that friendship, relationship, whatever. Like, I need you to be able to be over here doing your thing, being your own version of great. Like, I'm gonna be over here being my own version of greatness, and we still are able to have that trust and to know we good to go without talking all day. So that's just my tidbit for this morning. 1, be bold about your non-negotiables. Do not flex, do not bend, because the things that you flex and bend on in the beginning to try to appease whomever it is, whether it be a potential employer, a potential partner, whatever, those are the things that are going to wear you out, and those are going to be the reasons that you leave or that you're stressed out in the end. When you are 100% yourself, you attract those people that respect what that looks like. You attract those people that respect your boundaries, because they probably have boundaries of their own. So stop flexing, stop bending. And again, for the matter of factors, the people that can't know that I'm saying this, and also at the same time, there are certain situations where I know I have to be flexible, and being flexible feels good because it's an opportunity for growth for me. But I'm not going to do that in every situation. There are just some situations that I will have to miss out on because I'm not willing to become a version of myself that I know I can't keep up. And I'm cool with that. Like, I am 150 million% okay with missing out on opportunities that cause me to be a version of myself that makes me uncomfortable, that I know I'm not willing or able to maintain. Like, I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. And once you get to a point where you realize and you acknowledge that anything that is for you, it gives you just a certain level of peace and assurance that you can be who God created you to be, and you ain't gonna miss out on nothing. It might seem like it's taking you a little bit longer than it is the people around you, but once you really sit down and talk to people and realize how many people that seem like they got everything together, really stressed out, upset, depressed, not happy, listen, y'all can have it. Like, I value my peace over everything. So I pray that everyone creates a great Thursday. Like I always say, do something today that the future you will thank you for. And I will talk to y'all in my next video.